Alrighty, good morning. We are going to do a little tutorial about how to get the pink line around your stickers. It seems like a simple little concept, but it can be a little bit tricky and you have to have the right format for your pink color. So first things first, we're going to jump right into this here. We are going to get into our Google Classroom and give ourselves a look at the assignment. So in our classwork, we have our sticker design assignment. We are going to notice that Mr. Wright has added a link here for you to a Google Drive file. If you click on that, it will give you the option to download here. You need to go into the top here, hit download. It will download this Adobe Illustrator file, and it's really just a reference file. So for now, we're not going to open the file directly. We're going to open Illustrator first. So we're going to get into our Adobe Illustrator. And as that loads, the big difference between the standard pink line or the tools that we've used in the past, you can't just use any color. With VersaWorks, with the printing software that we have to have a specific pink line selected, or it's not going to work properly. So I'm just going to create a new file, start from scratch here, make sure that I'm working in inches. It's 8.5 by 11, pretty standard size. For your stickers, you're going to be creating a sticker that is 3 by 3. So if you've accidentally opened up your document to begin with, you're going to need to change the size of your artboard. So I'm going to move this panel set down a little bit here so you can see just exactly what I'm talking about. So when I click on the artboard tool, it allows me to see what the size of the artboard is currently set at. It's set in points right now. So because it's hard for me to do the dimensions in points, I'm going to go up here to rulers. I'm going to show my rulers, and then I'm going to right click on the ruler and I'm going to actually change it to inches. Now all my settings for this document are in inches. If you notice, I've gone to 8.5 by 11 for my inches here. I can then also set this now to be 3 inches by 3 inches. And it's going to give me a nice little square that is the size of my future sticker. Obviously, I don't want to work on it super small like this, so the shortcut is Control-0, and that will bring it up full screen for you on the page, and you'll be able to work on your sticker full size. So for this sticker, I'm going to keep it super simple. We're just going to use some text here. We're just going to do fun. I'm going to make this nice and big, and I'm going to pick a different font that's got a little bit more chunkiness to it. Okay, so if your sticker was just simply a square sticker and you wanted to say fun, would you be done? Kind of, not really. The best is that if you put a path around it. And the reason being is because sometimes the cutter will cut great, but when other people have a circle or shapes or stars for their stickers, your sticker won't cut out, because I can't just make everybody's sticker cut around what is considered the contour, so the outside of the design or the border of the design. So I want to create a path specifically for the printer to know where to cut. So a couple ways I can do that. I can take the pen tool, I can do it by hand. I can just hand draw a path all the way around, and I don't have to have it be square. I can use like various different curves. If I wanted my path to have kind of an odd shape to it, I certainly can do that using the pen tool, and I can customize everything. Now I can come in here later, I can change these vertices of this path, I can make all kinds of adjustments. Because it's a path, I have lots of flexibility. Okay, right now though, the computer isn't going to know what I want. What do I want to cut? It has no idea what you want to cut. I'm going to make this just slightly smaller. Okay. This is going to be just slightly smaller. Okay. This word fun, though, does not have an outline. I mean, it does have an outline, but the best way for it to cut properly is you need to convert this to a shape, to a path. So I would go Object, and I'm going to expand this shape and I'm going to say object and fill, hit OK. So now it's no longer an editable piece of text anymore. It's a specifically finite shape. I can still scale it, I can transform it, I can do various different adjustments to it, but I can't go back in here anymore and use the text tool to convert it because it's not text anymore. Now it's a set of paths with points, and just like our typography faces, I could come in here if I don't really like the way that this point is set up, I can move this slightly and make those adjustments. Okay, but what this does give me is it gives me flexibility in terms of my fill and my stroke. So I want to have the outline of this funky shape that I made, as well as the outline of fun, get cut out so that my sticker will be just the black lettering and the outside here. You have a question? To get them like laminated or something, or? It's going to take a while because I'm in the middle of a thing. Is it for like today? Okay, because the laminator's not even turned on, so it's going to take like 15 minutes for that to warm up regardless. Still have to cut them? Yeah, the slide cutter is over there on that other table. Actually, if you can turn the laminator on when you walk by, it's that tool on the table there with the wheels on it. On the back is the plug-in, or the back is the switch. We're going to have to edit that out. How am I going to know where to edit? Here, let's do this. And I'll know where to go back and edit that out later. Okay, so we have our shape, we have our lettering here, and we want to make an outline that's going to cut around the outside of this. So if you notice right now, there's no stroke color. I can go in here and I can select stroke. I could make it pink. I could increase the point size just a little bit so I can see where it is, right? So this lovely pink line, I can do the same thing around the word fun, but this pink is not the right pink. So unfortunately, I would print this and then it would just end up with this exact same thing, a black blob, the word fun, with a pink outline. If that's the design you want, so be it, but most of you are going to want some kind of a contour cut. So it's going to cut specifically around this for you automatically. So what we need to do is we need to add in a specific color swatch. So if your properties, let's put this here. If you're in your panels here, you should have one that says swatches. When you go into the swatches panel, I'm going to move this up. If you go into the swatches panel, you'll see a whole bunch of different colors that are available to you. At the bottom here, there is the swatch library menu. You are going to click on other library, and then you are going to search to your downloads where you downloaded that original file that I mentioned to you. So this Roland VersaWorks is a set of files that come up, or set of color swatches, I should say, that come up that are specifically related to the Roland VersaWorks cutter. So if we had metallic silver, we'd be able to identify where that is. If we had a gloss filter, if we had white, if we have a perf cut contour, and then lastly, it is the cut contour. So we want the cut contour. Now, by default, no matter how many times I've tried to do this, you click on the outline and then you click on here. And then sometimes it'll, like, by default, when you click on a new shape, if you're not really purposeful of where you're clicking on, it'll sometimes accidentally fill the shape. Not a big deal. We actually don't want this shape to have a fill unless we want it to be printed, right? So if it's supposed to have a color, like in this case, we want it to be black, so then it definitely needs to have a black. And then on the outline for the stroke color is where we bring in this cut contour color. So once you've added the cut contour one time, it will then become part of your basic swatch panel. So I can now click on this one, make sure that it's selected, cut contour is selected, we're good to go. So I'm going to file, save a copy of this design, and I'm going to make sure I save it as an EPS file, and this is going to be called sticker test. And I'm going to make sure I know where I'm saving it. It is in my downloads folder for now, sticker test, and I'm going to use the artboards. And what that means is that it will limit my design to the size, the 3x3 size of the design. Okay, I'm going to hit save, hit OK, and then it should open up for us. I'm going to open up VersaWorks, which is our cutting software, and I'm going to open up our downloads folder. So here's my sticker test. I'm not 100% certain why it does two different versions of it, but it does. It just does. I think one of them might be the original, like for when if you wanted to reopen it again in Illustrator, versus a second one here. Or there might happen to be two artboards that I'm just not seeing in our design. But either way, I can open this up. I could re-edit it if I wanted to. In this case, what we want to do is we actually want to open it up in VersaWorks, okay, so I was able to get VersaWorks to load, and I can show you that when we take our project that we have downloaded here, we take this sticker, we're gonna drag this sticker design, drag this sticker design into here. That is going to allow it to show up in VersaWorks. And if I double click on this, you'll be able to see up close, if I zoom in for you, that it's going to print this black intersection, and then it'll come back after and actually cut the contour around. Everywhere where these red marching ants are is where it's going to cut around our design. So when you guys are making your stickers, that's why it's super important that you have the right kind of pink, because if you don't have the right kind of pink, if you don't have the right swatch, it'll just show up as a pink line and it will not cut after the fact. So that's how to do it. Hope that all made some sense and gives you a pretty good idea of what you need to do. So make sure you load that Roll in VersaWorks profile and you get that specific pink color for your design. So should be pretty good. Hope you have fun. Thanks for watching this little tech talk.